You overthink every decision, even after trying to stay positive and motivated. What if one simple thought could instantly make your problems feel smaller and your future feel clearer? In this video, I'll share 6 powerful mindset shifts backed by psychology and real-life success stories that can completely transform how you see your life starting today. Research shows that your thoughts shape your emotions, habits, and even the decisions that quietly build your future. I discovered this after studying successful people who stayed calm and focused even during chaos. The problem is, most people spend years trying to change their life without ever changing the way they think. And that's why they stay stuck. By the end of this video, you'll understand the one core thought that changes everything, and how to use it daily to completely shift your mindset. Let's dive in. Now here's where it gets interesting. Most suffering comes from believing your current situation is permanent. That single belief quietly destroys motivation. When you think nothing will improve, your brain stops looking for opportunities. You stop trying. You stop growing. But the truth is, almost everything in life changes. Your skills, your confidence, your relationships, your habits, even your identity. Research in neuroscience shows that the brain constantly rewires itself through experience. This is called neuroplasticity. Your brain is not fixed. Think of it like a path through grass. The more you walk a certain direction, the stronger that path becomes. But you can always create a new one. First, stop saying this is just who I am. Second, replace it with this is who I am right now. Third, remind yourself that skills are built, not born. Fourth, look at your past and notice how much you've already changed without realizing it. For example, think about something that once felt impossible, maybe driving, speaking English, or using technology. At first, it felt uncomfortable. Now it feels normal. That proves you can evolve. But wait, there's more to this, because changing your life also requires changing the meaning you give to failure. Most people don't know this, but failure only becomes dangerous when you make it personal. Successful people fail constantly. The difference is, they don't see failure as proof they're broken. They see it as information. Think of it like GPS navigation. If you take a wrong turn, the GPS doesn't scream and quit. It simply recalculates. Research from Stanford University found that people with a growth mindset recover from setbacks faster because they believe abilities can improve over time. This works because your brain stays open to learning instead of shutting down defensively. So, how do you apply this? First, separate your identity from your results. Second, ask, what can this teach me after every mistake? Third, stop comparing your failures to someone else's highlight reel online. Fourth, remember that every expert once struggled at the beginner stage. For instance, instead of saying, I failed my business, try saying, my first strategy failed. One attacks your identity, the other improves your strategy. Huge difference. Now, you might be thinking, but what if life keeps hitting me again and again? There's a scientific reason resilience matters so much, and it's fascinating. This brings me to the next secret. Here's the powerful thought that emotionally strong people understand. Your feelings are real, but they are not permanent. When you feel anxious, rejected, embarrassed, or overwhelmed, your brain tricks you into believing that feeling will last forever. But emotions move like waves. They rise, peak, and fade. Psychologists discovered that most emotions naturally weaken when you stop feeding them with overthinking. This works because attention acts like fuel. The more you replay painful thoughts, the longer the emotion survives. First, stop trying to fight every emotion. Second, give yourself space before reacting emotionally. Third, focus on physical movement when your mind feels trapped. Fourth, remind yourself, this feeling is temporary, not permanent. Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing the anxiety you once thought would destroy you is now just a memory. That's how emotional growth works. Slowly, quietly, powerfully. But that's not all. because there's another mindset shift that quietly changes successful people forever. Most people wait to feel confident before taking action, but confidence is usually created after action, not before. This is one of the biggest mental traps in life. You think you need motivation first. You think you need certainty first. But action creates evidence, and evidence builds confidence. Research in behavioral psychology shows that small completed actions increase dopamine and reinforce belief in yourself. Think of it like building a wall. One brick feels meaningless, but eventually those tiny bricks create something powerful. First, lower the pressure. Second, focus on tiny wins daily. Third, stop waiting for perfect timing. Fourth, understand that courage usually comes after movement begins. For example, instead of waiting until you feel ready to start creating videos, post one imperfect video anyway. Every action teaches your brain that survival is possible. Thousands of creators, athletes, and entrepreneurs became successful simply because they kept moving while others stayed frozen by fear. And that changes everything. But wait, there's one mindset shift that ties all of this together. This next one is crucial. Your attention shapes your reality. Whatever you focus on grows stronger in your mind. If you constantly focus on stress, fear, unfairness, and negativity, your brain becomes trained to notice more of it. But if you focus on solutions, growth, gratitude, and opportunity, your perspective begins changing automatically. Research in cognitive psychology found that repeated thought patterns strengthen emotional habits. This works because your brain filters information based on what it believes matters most. So how do you use this daily? First, limit negative inputs that drain your energy. Second, write down 3 good things daily, even small ones. Third, spend more time building than complaining. Fourth, protect your focus like it's valuable property. For instance, instead of starting your day scrolling through negativity online, spend 10 quiet minutes planning your goals. That tiny shift changes your emotional direction for the entire day. And listen carefully. This doesn't mean ignoring problems. It means refusing to let problems control your identity. You've already watched this far, so let me share the most important thought of all. Your life changes the moment you realize nobody is coming to save you, and that's actually empowering. At first, that sounds harsh, but it's freeing, because when you stop waiting for rescue, motivation, permission, or perfect conditions, you finally take ownership of your future. Psychologists call this an internal locus of control. People who believe their actions matter are far more likely to improve their lives because they stop acting like powerless victims. First, stop blaming your past for every future decision. Second, ask yourself daily, what can I control right now? Third, focus on progress instead of excuses. Fourth, remember that responsibility creates freedom. Think of it like driving a car. The moment your hands touch the steering wheel, you stop feeling trapped. You start moving forward. And honestly, this is the thought that changes everything. Not life is easy. Not everything will go perfectly. But this, I can adapt, improve, and grow through almost anything. That single thought changes how you handle stress, failure, rejection, fear, and uncertainty forever. Let's quickly review what we covered today. Number 1. Your identity is not fixed. Number 2. Failure is feedback, not identity. Number 3. Emotions are temporary waves. Number 4. Confidence comes after action. Number 5. Your focus shapes your mindset. Number 6. Responsibility creates freedom. Remember, transformation doesn't happen overnight. It happens through repeated thoughts, repeated actions, and repeated choices. You already have more potential than you think. The only difference between where you are now and where you want to be is the mindset you practice every single day. Don't wait until regret becomes heavier than discomfort. Start with one small mindset shift today. Maybe it's replacing self-doubt with curiosity. Maybe it's taking action before feeling ready. Maybe it's finally believing change is possible for you too. I promise you, 1 year from now, You'll either be grateful you changed your thinking, or you'll wish you started sooner. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more self-improvement videos designed to transform your mindset and habits. Drop a comment telling me which one of these mindset shifts do you need most right now. And if you want to learn how mentally strong people stay disciplined even during hard times, check out this video next.